Kuthumi will be joining us shortly. Please stand by. I'm Rebecca, and how I met Kuthumi, however you say it. One night I was having a very night full of anxiety, and I woke up about 4, and I heard a voice say, "Call on Kuthumi." And so I did. That's how our relationship started. He is an ascended master, and he has some ancient information that he wants to bring back to us. This is actually not new, but hidden and very vital that we understand. And so, without further ado, I shall bring in Ascended Master Kuthumi. I am Kuthumi, and I am here to give you vital information that is much needed at this time. I asked Rebecca to put the title of this session about the shark attacks on the ocean floor, and I do want to speak of that, and yet there is something of greater importance. You see, beloved, it's not that there are so many more shark attacks now, even though there are somewhat, yet because of the media coverage and people with cell phones, it is captured on film. But what is important is that the public is being brought to awareness about the conditions in the ocean floor and in the ocean. The sharks are not angry. They don't have the emotional capabilities to feel very much emotion at all. The sharks and many other sea creatures are simply confused. They are confused about where their food source is coming from. Their radar systems, those who depend on that, are confused by all the incoming energies into the planet and into the ocean itself. For many years now, your planet has been bombarded with energies from other dimensions. What you may not know is that some of these energies are benevolent and some are malevolent. Now, there are holding spaces within the ocean floor that certain species and even some governments have been directed certain kinds of energies toward those holding spaces. And it is the leakage of these holding spaces along with the pollution that is in your oceans that is causing so much disruption. The sea creatures are simply saying, beloveds, a flood is coming if something is not done. This transmission is not meant to frighten you in any way. It is meant to make you aware of the power that you have neglected, the power that you have that has been hidden from you, and the power that you have to rectify these situations, both in the ocean floor, in the fault lines, many places, as our precious Gaia even now cries out in her travail, help me, I can no longer sustain this burden alone. And many of you are hearing the call and are taking steps to rectify things within your environment. And yet the greatest power that you have has been hidden from you, and I am the one chosen to bring back this knowledge with such power that you will believe it. And what is this power that you have that I am speaking of? Beloved, it is the power that you have to manipulate light, to direct energy. And you say, but I don't feel anything when I call divine light. And that is completely possible because this ability to direct and control, maneuver, whatever word you want to use, divine light is not something that you feel. We as a species, and I say we because I certainly have had many human incarnations, we as a species have the ability to feel emotions on a level that no other species in all the galaxies and all the universe have the ability to feel this wide range of emotions that we have. And so when we attempt to call in light and we don't feel anything, we think that it is not beneficial and therefore we do not do it on a regular basis. I say to you that it is very beneficial to clothe yourself in light. I suggest you use the terms prime creators, benevolent light. This is not a phrase that is much spoken about, and yet almost anyone of any faith does indeed believe that there is a source, a prime creator, whatever name you choose to call it, prime creators, benevolent light. Clothe yourself in this light. Clothe your oceans in this light. The holding spaces within your ocean floors that are filled with some with nuclear waste, some with simply conglomerations of light from other species that are not beneficial. Not all light is beneficial. Clothe yourself with prime creator's benevolent light. And in your suit of light, think of it as a suit of armor, making you impervious towards any and all harm that would come to you. And then with your clothing of light, beloveds, begin to direct that light toward your oceans, towards the sea creatures, even towards that confused energy, to right that confused energy. And you might say, well, Kuthumi, what is this? You want me to simply direct prime creators' benevolent light towards anything that I feel should be changed or enhanced? Beloved, it is not up to you to decide the change that shall occur. It is up to you to be the commander that you each are. You were indeed given dominion upon everything upon this planet, and yet you did not understand the meaning of dominion. You understood the meaning of dominion to be, oh, I have power. I have power over this creature or power over that creature. And yes, many of you have surely abused that power. The true dominion that you have is the ability to direct, to call forth, to clothe others even in prime creators, benevolent light. You will not hear me cease to speak of this and its importance, for this is one of the hidden teachings that has not been talked about very much, even though my Pleiadian friends have been talking about it. Others who are channeling messages are talking about it. It's time for this simple thing to be taken in all seriousness. And it's time to realize that this is your secret hidden power, and you may not feel anything. You may not feel any surge of power as you call forth prime creator's benevolent light. You may not feel anything different in your life, and yet if you will begin to call prime creator's benevolent light to your internal organs, your health will improve. And I know many are suffering financial disasters at this time. Begin to call prime creator's benevolent, abundant light to the money that you do have. Begin to call prime creators, benevolent light to the money you wish you had. And one way to surely skyrocket your abundance is choose someone who already has that which you seek and call prime creators abundant blessing light to that one as well. For they are showing you a picture of that which you too can have. And so, talking about the sea creatures, some of you may feel guided to start some kind of cleanup movement or support some governmental efforts or private efforts in your area. Call prime creators benevolent light to be beneficial to you, to help move things along, to move any obstacles. Always remembering, beloved, that you may not feel anything. You may not feel anything at all when you call prime creators benevolent light. Right now, let us call prime creators benevolent light to our third eye. That space right between the eyebrows, about here. Prime creators, benevolent light. Open my third eye. And then you feel that light beaming back to the pineal gland. Prime creators, benevolent light. Awaken my pineal gland. And then forward to the thalamus, hypothalamus, pituitary gland. You might start to feel something. Prime creators, benevolent light, awaken my third eye system. Prime creators, benevolent light, move down my throat to my throat chakra, opening that up so that I may speak words of command. Prime creators, benevolent light, fill my spinal column fluid with your presence and with your light. Feel the light coursing out to all your nervous system. Feel the light moving through the solar plexus chakra and just moving out and forming a halo of light all around you. Prime creators, benevolent light, clothe me in protective light. Awaken me to the power that I have. No longer shall I be a slave to circumstance, and no longer shall I wait until I feel something. I shall take these words spoken by Kuthumi, and I will be lifted up. I will call forth prime creators, benevolent light to help all the sea creatures. I will clothe them in light as well. I will call prime creators, benevolent light to those war-torn areas in the world. I will stand as a light worker. And I will call forth this light. I will realize that I am listening to these words for a reason, and that is for my edification and my awakening. And to those who are watching or listening, it doesn't matter if you feel you have any kind of spiritual background, religious background. What is important is that you know that you, no matter what you've done or what you think of yourself, you must now begin to call forth prime creators, benevolent light to yourself. There is not one on this earth who has not given this power and this dominion. Many have not been aware of any kind of spiritual awakening at all, but yet if you're listening to these words, then it is time for you to begin to move towards your own awakening. And when I say awakening, don't get frightened that you're going to have to change everything in your life. Change everything in your life for the better as Prime Creator's benevolent light begins to assist you in every area of your life, in your finances, in your romances, in your family life. Prime Creator's benevolent light is the most effective tool that you can use. The tool that has been hidden, and I say again, it has only been hidden because you expected to feel some great waves of electricity or great waves of something from somewhere else, and yet Prime Creator's benevolent light is here for you now. Prime Creator's benevolent light will never leave you. Take it to bed with you as you close your eyes and go to sleep. Prime Creator's benevolent light, be within my dreams. Prime Creator's benevolent light, keep those that I love safe. Prime Creator's benevolent light, touch this space within me that needs healing. Prime Creator's benevolent light, I welcome you. This is the time of the return of your dominion over all things upon this earth, all things great and small. But that dominion, beloveds, is a dominion of love. It is a dominion of distributing the light, to be purveyors of light, to willingly call forth that light and give out that light. And beloved, what's important is that call Prime Creator's benevolent light to you first. Fill yourself up with that light. Fill yourself up with that light. Realize the power of that light will touch your internal organs and cause them to start working better. This benevolent light is yours to command. You are part of Source. You are not separate. This is the power I ask you to be aware of, to accept. And I send you much love. There is a great resurgence of activity within the Ascended Master Circle on this planet at this time. Many of you are feeling the call perhaps to also become channels and bring forth messages, because there are many hidden mysteries that it is now time to be revealed. There are many hidden mysteries, and each Ascended Master has a little puzzle of that mystery. Each one of us carries a certain portion of wisdom that is even now time to be revealed. If you are feeling this call, first call Prime Creator's benevolent light, and then be in awareness of perhaps how you could be in service as a channel for one of the great Ascended Masters. And we are Ascended Masters. Why? Because we have gone through many lifetimes. We have gone through everything that you are going through. We have found our way back home. We have found our way to live in the love of Prime Creator's benevolent light. This is Kuthumi, And I will now be on standby and bring forth my friend Rebecca. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that wonderful message. And I ask each one of you to take this to heart. Don't wait until you feel like you have power. Begin to call Prime Creator's benevolent light to yourself as many times a day as you think of it. It's never too much. I'll be back soon with another message from Kuthumi, or perhaps one of the other messengers. And if you do like this kind of information, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel. This way, whenever I make a new video, you'll be notified. God bless you, and may Prime Creator's benevolent light cover you with love and blessings such as you've never known.